All right, good afternoon, everyone. I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to each of you for joining us today, whether you are here in person or watching live or online at a later time. So thanks to our incredible partners here at PAC 14. Your engagement and interest in our county's progress means so much. This afternoon, I'm honored to be joined by some of the outstanding department heads and key leaders who drive our county forward every day. Their dedication and hard work play a crucial role in shaping the success of our community. Once again, I have invited them to be part of this year's State of the County address because we stand together as a united front, working collaboratively to serve the people of Wicomico County. Each of these leaders will take a moment to share valuable insights about the work being done with their respective departments or organizations over the past year. They will highlight the accomplishments, challenges, and ongoing initiatives that make a difference in our county. I encourage you to listen closely, as their updates will provide a clear picture of the progress we've made and the exciting future ahead. Thank you again for being here and for your continued support of our great county. Under this administration, Wicomico County achieved a significant financial milestone by increasing its bond rating this last fall. This achievement reflects the county's strong fiscal management, strategic financial planning, and commitment to economic growth. Our exceptional finance team played a crucial role in maintaining responsible budgeting practices, ensuring financial stability, and strengthening the county's overall economic position. Additionally, our strong partnership with Salisbury-Wicomico Economic Development, or SWED, under the leadership of Dave Ryan, who we will hear from in just a bit, has been instrumental in fostering a business-friendly environment, attracting investment, and supporting sustainable economic development. Through this collaborative effort, Wicomico County has demonstrated strong financial stewardship, boosting investor confidence, and positioning the county for a long-term economic success. The improved bond rating not only enhances the county's financial reputation, but also enables access to lower borrowing costs, ultimately benefiting taxpayers and future infrastructure projects. It is now my pleasure to introduce someone who plays a vital role in ensuring the financial stability and success of Wicomico County, our Director of Finance, Pam Moland. Pam brings a wealth of experience and dedication to her position, overseeing the county's financial operations with exceptional leadership and strategic insight. She and her team work tirelessly to ensure that taxpayer dollars are managed responsibly, that financial decisions are made with transparency, and that we continue to invest in the services and infrastructure that keep our community thriving. Today, Pam will provide for us an in-depth look at the financial health of Wicomico County, and she will share key budget highlights, discuss how we are positioning ourselves for long-term fiscal sustainability, and highlight some of the challenges and opportunities we have navigated over this past year. Her expertise is invaluable in helping us maintain a strong financial foundation while continuing to meet the needs of our residents. Please join me in welcoming our Director of Finance, Pam Moland.
As she stated, I'm Pam Moland. She took some of what I was going to say, and I'm not sure how in-depth I'm going into the budget because the budget comes out on Tuesday, but we are following GFOA guidance, which is Government Finance Officer Association, to continue adequate and responsible fund balances for the county. We just received our fiscal 24 audit, which ended June 30th, 2024, and our unrestricted fund balance grew by over $10 million. This is due to a combination of factors of underspending our budgets on the expense side and receiving more revenue in income tax, American Rescue dollars, and investment earnings than what we budgeted. These results continue to allow us to borrow at advantageous rates for the county. We closed on a bond financing on October 29th, 2024 for $9.59 million of tax-exempt bonds. And our interest rate, even though we were in rising interest rate times, was under 4%. We got 3.54% for a 20-year bond. All of that bond money is going towards the Fruitland Primary Project. And as the county executive stated, We meet with Moody's and S&P, which rate our debt, and Moody's or S&P already had us at AA+, which is the second highest rating that you could have. And Moody's increased our rating from a AA2 to a AA1, which is, again, the second highest rating that you could possibly have with the bond agencies. We are currently working on finalizing the fiscal 26 budget submission that will be submitted to council on Tuesday, April 15th, tax day. So this budget will include funding for our departments to provide critical services to our citizens in both in an operating standpoint as well as for their capital needs. We have we are intending to utilize our fund balance in an appropriate way to utilize those funds for one-time purchases. You should not use your fund balance to cover your operating costs. It should only be used to cover one-time things, because if you're constantly pulling down on your savings account for everyday expenses, you are depleting that account and can't replenish it. So our strategy has always been, since I've taken this role, is that anything that is in the fund balance is to be utilized for one-time purchases and not to fund our continuing operations. We, as I stated, we have about $85 million in fund balance. That is a healthy number, so we are going to be recommending to utilize some of that fund balance to do necessary projects within the county.
Great. Thank you, Pam, and we look forward to Tuesday. Last year, we introduced 6 fundamental pillars that have guided our vision and strategic initiatives for Wicomico County. Over the past year, these priorities have remained at the forefront of our efforts, shaping our policies, budgetary decisions, and daily operations. We proudly refer to them as the 6 pillars of success, as they represent the key areas necessary for building a stronger and more prosperous county. These 6 pillars are employee recruitment and retention, public safety, modernization and efficiency of local government, education, economic development, and community investment. These 6 pillars are not just guiding principles. They are embedded in the very foundation of our budget, policies, and daily decision-making. Every initiative we undertake is measured against these priorities to ensure that we continue moving forward in a way that benefits our residents, businesses, and future generations. Our first pillar, employee recruitment and retention, is one of the most critical aspects of building a strong and successful county government. From the very beginning of this administration, we recognized a significant concern among our workforce. Many employees felt unrecognized and unheard, and at times completely overlooked. Some even expressed frustration over the lack of appreciation for their hard work and dedication to our county. Over the past 2 years, we have made it a priority to improve the work environment, enhance recognition efforts, and ensure that Wicomico County is a place where employees feel valued, respected, and motivated. We have taken meaningful steps to create a culture of appreciation, professional growth, and competitive benefits, because we know that a strong workforce leads to a strong county. There is no one better to speak of these efforts than our incredible Director of Human Resources, Donna O'Hara. Donna has been a driving force in strengthening our recruitment and retention strategies, advocating for employee well-being, and ensuring that our county remains an employer of choice. She and her team have worked tirelessly to implement new initiatives aimed at attracting top talent, supporting career development, and fostering a workplace that recognizes the invaluable contributions of every team member. Please join me in welcoming our Director of Human Resources, Donna O'Hara.
Thank you. Thank you for that introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. Again, Donna O'Hara, Director of HR. Our Human Resources team, a dedicated and dynamic group of 6, proudly serves a diverse workforce of over 1,400 full-time, part-time, and seasonal employees, along with 360 retirees and hundreds of applicants. Every day, we strive to make a meaningful impact across the county. Over the past year, we have actively participated in 12 job fairs, meeting nearly 300 candidates face-to-face. In 2024 alone, we successfully onboarded 113 full-time employees, including 5 individuals who stepped into key leadership roles. We also welcomed 150 part-time and seasonal team members, ensuring that we remain staffed to meet the county's evolving needs. Excuse me. To strengthen engagement and retention, we introduced a new hire survey, and the results have been incredibly encouraging. With an average score rating of 4.5 out of 5 stars, the survey highlights high satisfaction with morale, workload, role clarity, and departmental training. These insights are helping us build stronger connections from day one. On the retention front, we've made significant progress. Turnover decreased in 21 departments in 2024. 6 departments saw reductions of over 10%, and 4 achieved drops of more than 50% in turnover. As a result, the county's overall turnover rate dropped to just 7.58%, the lowest in 5 years. To put that in perspective, in 2023, the turnover rate was nearly double that at 15%. And prior years, it followed around the same trend between 12 and 16%. This is a clear sign that our strategies are working. We are also focused on our employees' financial well-being. Currently, 46% of our workforce is enrolled in the deferred compensation plan, up 6% since 2023. We're continuing to promote participation through ongoing education. At the same time, our 457B remains very competitive with growing assets and decreasing fees. Training and development are cornerstones for both employee and organizational success. And on that front, as a comparison, in 2023, we had 155 employees in the executive branch that received professional training of some sort. That number skyrocketed to 416 in 2024, a nearly 3-fold increase in training. Some of these opportunities were offered in-house at no cost, covering important topics like reasonable suspicion drug testing, workers' compensation compliance, and travel and expense reporting. It's important to note that this figure doesn't include that many programs conducted under other elected officials are also being conducted, and that makes our countywide impact even more impressive. We also introduced new wellness initiatives in 2024, including our first on-site vision and dental clinics. Feedback has been overwhelmingly positive, and our next vision clinic is actually just around the corner next week. Meanwhile, our partnership with the Marathon Health Clinic continues to provide employees with convenient, no-cost access to care, another well-utilized and appreciated benefit. Looking ahead, we are excited to launch mental health first aid training for supervisors and managers this summer, alongside new leadership and supervisory development programs. We are also implementing an annual anti-harassment training in partnership with the local government insurance trust, ensuring that our leaders and our employees stay informed and accountable. In closing, the HR department has made meaningful strides in recruitment, onboarding, development, and wellness, efforts that are driving real results. From reduced turnover, increased employee engagement, to expanding training and benefits, these achievements reflect the commitment and passion of our HR team. Our partnerships, whether through healthcare, financial wellness, or professional development, are paving the way for a more supported, engaged, and high-performing workforce. As we look to the future, our mission remains clear: to create a workplace where employees thrive, grow, and succeed. The accomplishments of 2024 are a testament to the dedication of our team, and we're just getting started. The future is bright, and we are excited for what's ahead. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Donna. And you and your HR team are amazing, and we cannot thank you for all of your efforts. So our second pillar is public safety. Public safety remains one of the most pressing concerns for citizens, not just here in Wicomico County, but across the state and the entire country. Ensuring the safety and security of our residents is a fundamental responsibility, and we are fortunate enough to have an outstanding protection provided by the Wicomico County Sheriff's Office and our allied law enforcement agencies who work tirelessly every day to keep our communities safe. A safe community is a thriving community, one where families can enjoy their neighborhoods without fear, where businesses can grow, and where individuals feel protected. However, achieving and maintaining public safety means ensuring that we can recruit, retain, and support the best law enforcement professionals to uphold law and order. It is not enough to simply acknowledge the importance of public safety. We must actively work to provide the resources, respect, and backing that our officers need to perform their duties effectively. As part of our ongoing commitment to public safety, we are proud to announce the full opening of our brand-new Wicomico County Sheriff's Office building. I've been in this building. The state-of-the-art facility is a testament to our dedication to providing law enforcement with the tools, resources, and support they need to protect and serve our communities effectively. This investment in our officers and their mission is a critical step towards ensuring that Wicomico County remains a safe place for all. And at the forefront of this mission is Sheriff Mike Lewis, who has served Wicomico County with distinction and unwavering commitment. Under his leadership, the Wicomico County Sheriff's Office has remained one of the most dedicated and respected law enforcement agencies in the region. Sheriff Lewis continues to be a strong advocate for public safety, officer training, and community engagement, ensuring that our county is well protected today and the years to come. So please welcome Sheriff Mike Lewis.
Thank you, Madam County Executive. Good afternoon. It has been an honor of my lifetime to serve as a sheriff here in Wicomico County because I'm very blessed to work with the men and women of the Wicomico County Sheriff's Office every single day. And I want you to know your sheriff's deputies, your detectives in this county have been extremely busy. As you're going to see from some of the results and statistical information I'm going to share with you, they work every single day, afternoon, evening, and night shift protecting this community. And I'm very, very proud of the work that they do. But we couldn't do it alone. We do it every single day with the collaboration of other allied agencies throughout Wicomico County. Just to give you some idea of where we are here in Wicomico County, as the county executive said, we just flipped the switch last Tuesday on our new public safety complex here in Wicomico County. This week, we're already hosting a 3-day class, today being the third of 3 days, of world-class training provided by certified instructors out of Nebraska, Montana, the state of Iowa, the state of Mississippi, and 2 members of the Virginia State Police. They've been up here for the last 3 days. That's why I'm dressed the way I am. We've been getting dirty. We've been crawling under cars. We've been crawling under trailers. We've been searching vehicles. We've been discovering false compartments and hidden contraband. And we're teaching the latest and greatest techniques to go after not just drug traffickers, but all criminals here in Wicomico County. As you well know, in order to get to the criminals, you most of the time have to conduct a traffic stop. Criminals are always and will always be most vulnerable at the traffic stop. Just last year alone, sheriff's deputies alone, this is not talking about our troopers, it's not talking about the other police departments, and we all know that Fruitland PD has a very robust police department. You drive through the city of Fruitland, you better be on your P's and Q's. I think everybody knows that. They'll stop you if you got paint peeling off your car. They do a phenomenal job, and I applaud Chief Craig Plunkett and the great work that he does in the city of Fruitland. He's a great ambassador for Fruitland, as far as I'm concerned, but he's also a great partner in what we do here in Wicomico County. But last year alone, in 2024, Wicomico County Sheriff's deputies conducted over 14,000 traffic stops. 14,000 traffic stops here in Wicomico County. They also attempted warrant service of 1,388 wanted suspects. They arrested 94 individuals for drunk driving here in the county, but they also took 3,739 police reports for various criminal offenses. They also arrested 1,735 individuals for criminal offenses. That says nothing about the peace orders and protective orders that they would serve on individuals, to a tune of 2,030 peace and protective orders were issued last year alone here in Wicomico County. That brings us to the Wicomico County Circuit and District Courts. Anybody have any idea how many people pass through the magnetometers right here in this complex just to my left coming into the Circuit Court? Last year alone, over 72,180 visitors came to those magnetometers. Now, those magnetometers require employees of the Wicomico County Sheriff's Office, sworn sheriff's deputies in that room as well in the atrium, to process everyone who comes through those magnetometers, make sure they're not carrying any any weapons into the complex, especially into our courtrooms. We have a very robust Judicial Protection Division. It is the exclusive jurisdiction of the Wycomico County Sheriff's Office to protect our judiciary. And we stay very, very busy doing that, not only in the courtrooms, but monitoring all the monitors and cameras down in what we call the dungeon in the bottom of the building. It's a bunker down there where the guys are very protected, but it's their job to monitor everything coming into and out of this complex, not just the courtrooms, but the entire complex. So they've stayed very, very busy. Chief Dave Mineshaw of the Salisbury Police Department and I have had many conversations over the last several months about joining our resources to go after a number of things here in Wycomico County, to include some of the worst of our criminals, not just those that are committing homicides, but other offenses that are occurring here in Wycomico County. So Chief Dave Mineshaw wanted to join our community action team, a community action team that's been well established for many years in the Wycomico County Sheriff's Office, and I welcomed that opportunity. So now we call it not just the community action team, but the JCAT, or the Joint Community Action Team. And I work closely with Chief Dave Mineshaw, and just to give you some idea of what these guys have done, I'm going to highlight just one case alone that occurred within the first 2 weeks that they were working together. So they were conducting a surveillance on a homicide suspect here in Wycomico County. They were working very closely with the Maryland State Police Homicide Unit, the Maryland State Police Criminal Investigation Division, and our own Wycomico County Criminal Investigation Division. And during their surveillance, they had developed specific information where these suspects might be. They knew these suspects were not just homicide suspects, but once again, they're criminal activities always driven by drugs and drug distribution in this county. They were also drug dealers. So we used a UC, or an undercover, working with a CI, or a confidential informant, and we ordered up some drugs. While they were delivering the drugs, we attempted to stop them on a traffic violation. The tags on the vehicle were suspended. They were also switched, and the car itself was stolen, and they ran on us as we anticipated. A chase ensued. We chased them during the pursuit. There were 2 minor collisions with other vehicles that occurred, but they also threw the murder weapon, the suspected murder weapon, out of the window of the vehicle during the pursuit. The deputies were able to mark that with GPS. They immediately went to the location, recovered the weapon. Ballistics test showed it was the weapon used in the homicide. The suspects bailed from the car. We apprehended both of them without incident, took them into custody. But we've also seized tens of thousands of dollars in cash, significant amounts of heroin, significant amounts of marijuana, significant amounts of fentanyl, significant amounts of heroin, fentanyl, pills, and a whole plethora of other drugs, because we have seen an increase in the importation and distribution of crystal methamphetamine in this area. But in addition to this one case, I'm so proud of the collaborative work that's taken place with this particular unit. As a result of this unit being so successful in the last 3 months of 2024, Chief Dave Mineshaw and I joined together to form a unit that's going after the dirt bikers, the ATVs that have been terrorizing our citizens up and down Business US Route 13. Not just Business US Route 13, we see them everywhere, primarily in the city. We see them out in the county as well, but we primarily see them in the city. So in our very first week of operation, because we've had many success stories like this, you don't hear about them. You don't hear about them because we are conducting covert investigations, following up on these cases. But I'm going to highlight one of these. On March the 10th, just last month, members of the Wycomico County Sheriff's Office and Salisbury Police Department Joint Community Action Team, JCAT, were conducting joint operation in the area of Salisbury City Zoo when off-road vehicles operating illegally on public roadways were observed. Deputies and officers followed 2 dirt bikes and a 4-wheeler, none of which displayed proper registration, none of which had helmets on, none of which had insurance on the vehicles. They were running stop signs. They were performing stunts, including wheelies on our public roads. One individual, who we identified later, 23 years old from Del Mar, was seen operating a blue dirt bike recklessly with a female passenger. Once again, neither was wearing a helmet. The group was all served during, and keep in mind, our JCAT guys are in covert vehicles. They're not in police cars. They're in covert vehicles. It could be it could be any type of vehicle out there, pickup trucks. You have no idea they're law enforcement. So they monitor them, they follow them traveling through several city streets, including the Salisbury University campus. Law enforcement made contact with one of the individuals near Mount Hermon Road, where he fled. A brief foot pursuit ensued. They obviously went to arrest him. He attempted to resist arrest and flee multiple times. After a struggle, he was taken into custody. The off-road vehicles, all three of them, were located. They were impounded by the Wycombe County Sheriff's Office and Salisbury Police Department. These individuals were arrested and they were charged accordingly. These are just some of the highlights that are occurring here in Wycomico County. I got to tell you, folks, right now here in Wycomico County, we only have 2 vacancies in the Wycomico County Sheriff's Office. This time last year, we had 11. We only have 2. And those 2 vacancies right now, we are processing very good applicants to fill those 2 positions. Then I have a long-serving sheriff's deputy. It's already announced his intent to retire on July the 1st. We are currently processing a lateral police officer from another law enforcement agency to take his place. We are in a good position. I'm proud to say I'm excited about what's going on in the future for Wycomico County. So thank you.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, Sheriff, and thank you for you and your deputies for everything that you guys do for the county. So, continuing on the theme of public safety, the Emergency Services Department plays a vital role in ensuring the safety, health, and well-being of the county's residents. Their swift and organized response during crises help maintain public order and to minimize the impact of emergencies on communities. By working closely with law enforcement, healthcare providers, local governments, the Emergency Services Department not only responds to urgent situations, but also develops preparedness plans and promotes public awareness, making it a cornerstone of community resilience and security. And so we will now hear from our Director of Emergency Services, Lorenzo Cropper.
Thank you, Mr. Giordano. Thank the rest of you for coming this afternoon. At the Emergency Services, even though I'm the front-facing picture, I have a staff of approximately 35 that are the real heroes, to be honest with you. We have 3 distinct divisions. We have the radio division, which handles the public safety radios for the entire county, including the Board of Education, Public Works, just to name a few of the different entities on the public radio system. That's also all fire departments and law enforcement are all part of that same radio system. It also allows interoperability throughout the state and into the surrounding jurisdictions, Delaware, Virginia, in other areas, with utilizing some of the talk groups on the radio system. So it's a very fast system that we're really proud of. That being said, besides the radio division, we also have emergency management, which I think she was referring to. These are your planners in the background. As we have different incidents, they're the ones who spin up the Emergency Operations Center for us. They do all the planning, emergency planning for the county, different events. They do the continuity of operations, which we call our COOP plans. In fact, we just finished up a COOP drill with the city of Salisbury approximately a month ago, which went really great, and I'm very proud of their attendance of that drill. Emergency management also handles incident management of different activities and incidents. That being said, again, we are working in cooperation with numerous other partners, whether they be non-NGOs or other entities such as law enforcement, fire service, the state, as well as the federal government. We all work in tandem to assist the citizens of the Wycomico County. Our radio system, we talked about it earlier. It has approximately 500 mobile radios, and then that's all those different vehicles that I was talking about earlier, of different divisions in the county, and in excess of approximately 2,500 portables. So it's a very vast system. And then last but not least is the PSAP, or the Public Safety Answering Point. This is the 911 center. If you call 911 or text 911, within the county jurisdiction, we're the ones who are going to answer that call. We have approximately 4 people on a shift. They work 24/72s, which has been a great retention thing for our county. As everybody else was talking about the retention, I must say I'm very proud of the staff working the 24-hour shifts. It has really been a great thing. But they will answer that 911 call 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, if you call or text 911 within the state, in the county jurisdiction boundaries. Overall, I am really proud to say that last year we answered approximately 120,000 911 calls. That was text calls. Now, that being said, remember that all these calls, if you have an MVC on 50 during the summer, you may get 50 calls on that one MVC because everybody's going to call 911. So a lot of these were redundant calls. But out of those calls, we did handle approximately 60,000 emergencies. So about half of them were actual emergencies. So again, I'm the front-facing staff, but I'm very proud of my team behind me, and I'm just who got picked to be the leader of them.
All right, well, thank you, Lorenzo, and I can attest of the amazing work that they do, because one of those calls was my husband, who had a massive heart attack, and because of our dispatchers, and one in particular, he's alive. So thank you for everything that your team does. So the third pillar is modernization and efficiency of local government. One of the most significant responsibilities of local government is ensuring that we operate efficiently, transparently, and in a way that best serves the needs of our residents. Over the past year, we have made substantial progress in modernizing our government operations, streamlining services, and making them more accessible to the people of Wacomico County. And I am proud to say, for the first time ever under this administration and the executive form of government, Wacomico County has developed a comprehensive strategic plan. This plan marks a significant step forward in how we approach our county's future, providing clear direction and a structured framework to guide decision-making, allocate resources effectively, and prioritize the initiative that matters most to our community. A strategic plan is crucial because it not only outlines our long-term vision, but it also helps ensure that every department and every project and every investment is aligned with the county's broader goals. It serves as a roadmap for how we will address challenges, capitalize on opportunities, and continue to provide the services and infrastructure our residents expect and deserve. This plan will be a living document, one that adapts as our county grows, as new needs arise, ensuring that we stay focused and on track as we move forward. And I am proud to say that our strategic plan will be available for public review on our website starting tomorrow, April 11th. And we encourage all of our residents, businesses, and stakeholders to take a look and familiarize themselves with the goals, the priorities, and the actions outlined within it. This transparency allows for greater engagement and feedback, making it a true reflection of the community's needs and aspirations. This strategic approach is just one more way that we are working to ensure that Wacomico County continues to grow and prosper in a thoughtful and intentional way. And we look forward to hearing from you as we continue this important work together. Another key part of the modernization and efficiency has been the development and implementation of our water and sewer master plan. This initiative is a major step forward in addressing critical infrastructure needs, expanding access to reliable water and sewer services, and preparing for future growth. By improving and investing in these essential services, we are not only enhancing the quality of life for our residents, but also creating opportunities for responsible economic development. Additionally, modernization efforts have extended to several key departments that impact daily life across the county, including solid waste, roads, and engineering. In solid waste, we are working to improve waste management efficiency, ensuring that we have sustainable and effective systems in place for handling the county's growing needs. Our roads department has focused on upgrading and maintaining infrastructure to improve safety and accessibility, while engineering has played a vital role in planning and executing projects that enhance transportation, drainage, and overall public works systems. These modernization efforts reflect our commitment to making government services more effective, responsive, and future-ready, and we continue to invest in technology, infrastructure, and strategic planning to ensure that Wacomico County remains a place where both residents and businesses can thrive. And I would now like to introduce our Director of Environmental Services, who will brief us on our our solid waste division, Adam Corey.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Madam Executive, it was this time last year that I sat in these chambers to listen to your State of the County address. I attended out of curiosity as both a lifelong resident of Wacomico County and to assess what a career could look like for me here if I were to consider leaving the state of Maryland's employ. It was this event that proved to me there's a plan, a vision, and a pathway towards success in a team that sits in front of you today on this dais. And it was a catalyst for my decision. With that catalyst for that decision, I'd like to share with the public some great things that we are doing within the environmental realm within Wacomico County. At the solid waste division at our landfill, which is a modern solid waste facility and not a dump, I like to say that to anybody that'll hear it, the ongoing assessment of organizational and operational strengths and making sure we're identifying areas for improvement. We're implementing and developing sharply focused, modernized standard operating procedures, and we're looking to strive towards operational excellence in fostering not only a culture of pride, but also of respect and of importance of maintaining the public trust as it pertains to such a large part and impact of our environmental and public health outlook. Our landfill is operating in a deliberate and steadfast manner to ensure daily regulatory compliance, and while short-term reoccurring goals and milestones are met, long-term strategy and planning are constantly in motion and in the forefront of critical performance analysis. Education and outreach to the public and our partners, and active engagement with stakeholders, local and state government, to ensure that our mission for solid waste is shared amongst all of the people. And if you've been paying attention here lately, we've been taking the show on the road numerous times to the Civic Center and otherwise, and trying to make a more robust social media presence to be able to let people know what we're doing, because we're proud of what we're doing out there. It's not just trash. It's a daily science project and a never-ending construction site. We've implemented semi-annual commercial hauler roundtables. Again, our public workshops are starting to bring to the forefront what we truly do for the public here in this county at Solid Waste. We are doing a renewed focus of internal staff leadership development, initiatives, and provision of training to ensure that we have expert-level performance in all aspects of solid waste management. The development and submission of a 10-year solid waste comprehensive plan, I was very proud to be a part of the tail end of that, coming in here since August. But we have set ourselves with a foundation for the future that's going to carry our landfill and our community into the future in a great way. We've partnered with Salisbury University in several ways. Our Deputy Director, Mike Svaby, has been working with the Presidential Scholarship Community for a survey on recycling habits and trends. And we've also partnered with the Salisbury University Center for Conflict Resolution to ensure that our exterior convenience center site operators have a way to be able to provide an excellent level of customer service while at the same time diffusing potential conflicts. As we prepare for design and permitting and construction of Cell 7, the final landfill cell within our current footprint, we want to make sure we're taking a look at waste habits, trends, and method for increased waste stream diversions, robust education and outreach on how that can be done, composting, recycling, and promote simplicity of access to our facilities to the public. In addition to our commitment to closing our, landfill at the end of each day in the best shape it can be for the benefit of our neighbors, both man and beast, most recently we corrected a long-standing deficiency in our operation with the barren appearance of an unstabilized front slope. A significant undertaking and placement of nearly 1,100 cubic yards of topsoil, which included soil analysis, conditioning, and application of various native grasses and wildflower species, including our state's flower, the black-eyed Susan, will provide for a robust erosion control enhancement to our operations. And I'm very, very proud of our team that was able to accomplish that in-house with our own people, our own resources, in very, very short order. As spring turns to summer and then to fall, we hope that you come to enjoy the view of not just a barren slope or just some basic grass. You want to see some beautiful wildflowers, grasses, and pollinators enjoying our environment. As far as environmental services are concerned, with the vision and leadership of the executive and her administration's accomplishments in Annapolis prior, the concept of the county's first ever sanitary commission and sanitary district is at the forefront, and we're currently having conversations with the council and the public on how we can do this. Obviously, it's a springboard forward towards environmental regulatory compliance and excellence, and we've enhanced our public service outreach as far as the protection of health and environmental services. At present, our team, in collaboration with both internal and external partners and stakeholders, are striving towards ambitious objectives for our counties. These include expanded opportunity for public water and sewer services in the county, partnerships for rural villages and their neighboring municipalities, a focus on a West Side regionalized concept for wastewater, and benefiting areas of the county which suffer from high rates of on-site sewage disposal system failure, and also providing property owners the potential to realize the full benefit of their property without encumbrances of on-site decisions. In addition to the honor of serving Wycomico in my position, I'm pleased to report that as of April 2nd, the county has also hired its first environmental compliance technician, which was recently approved by the council with the thoughtful input of human resources and finance. This individual will serve as an internal consultant for all things environmental compliance in nearly all operations that we have, and the Department of Public Works will be better for it. The scientific genres and disciplines therein span a seemingly endless range of opportunity for our operations here at Department of Public Works to be second to none. We want to make that landfill and everything else we do here from an environmental standpoint the best in the state of Maryland, and we are proud to be of service in this mission, and I thank you.
All right, thank you, Adam, so much for that. And we really and thank you for choosing us. We really appreciate you. Your expertise is monumental, and we're really lucky to have you, so thank you so much. We will now hear from Mike Svaby, who is our Deputy Director of Public Works, who is going to brief us on the department, and I think he's focusing on our roads division. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Madam Executive. Good afternoon, everybody. It's my pleasure to appear before you today with my colleagues in co-leading the Department of Public Works. The Roads Division employs a workforce of approximately 50 people in full and part-time capacities and is responsible for paving and drainage in and around about 715 miles of roads, 9 dams, 26 bridges, 2 ferries, and many other elements of infrastructure within the county limits. The division's also responsible for snow removal, street sweeping, and post-weather event debris clearing. The division's challenge is to maintain and prepare for a safe and efficient transportation network to support economic development. The traffic that will support this growth is expected to increase from a daily count of approximately 30,000 vehicles, growing 25%, to reach 53,000 vehicles by 2035. The Roads Division operates and maintains over 200 pieces of equipment, including commercial-grade mowers, grade-alls, dozers, excavators, backhoes, and various portable, automated, and hand tools to accomplish this critical mission. With new department leadership and a fresh perspective going forward, the Roads Division will examine all of its routine planned and unplanned work in order to maximize the use and output of our existing resources. Some exciting things on the near-term horizon for Roads Division include a full review of pavement conditions for all 715 miles of Wicomico County roads. Each road will be reviewed with the latest technology in 360-degree cameras and ground-penetrating radar. Once the road's condition is rated from A through F, a 5-year plan will be developed in conjunction with the annual approved budget, bringing all roads up to standard within 5 years in order of priority due to condition. In addition, this equipment will be used to geocode the location of all county signs so that a sign inventory can be developed, and from that, an annual replacement effort for all non-compliant signage can be implemented. Beginning in FY26, the Roads Division plans to outfit the majority of its active vehicle and equipment fleet with telematics equipment. This well-developed and mature technology remotely tracks the diagnostics, location, and driver behavior of any vehicle or equipment on which it's installed. Technology of this genre will serve as a way to visually track snow removal, debris clearing, right-of-way mowing, and street sweeping in live time. This maximizes the county's accountability, efficiency, and responsiveness of all its deployed resources, mechanical as well as human. Lastly, our joint efforts among the Public Works Department's divisions allow for combined engineering, management, and planning expertise, as well as arm's-length labor support on both day-to-day and emergency bases. The pinnacle of this combined effort is soon to show itself to the residents of Wicomico County. Public Works is undertaking a due diligence investigation regarding the county's ability to gain full capture of the landfill's brown gas. Not only will this reduce the landfill's carbon footprint to near zero, if economically and financially feasible, the byproduct of cryogenic distillation of brown gas will culminate in the sale of refined methane to local natural gas market and the sale of renewable natural gas rights and environmental attributes in the U.S. financial markets, creating a stable revenue stream for decades to come that will grow along with the county's growth in waste tonnage. Yes, Wicomico County is a great place to live and to work. We are always on the lookout for people with good work ethic and motivation to work as a team. If you're interested or can share with your friends, check on available careers. Search the web at wicomicocounty.org/jobs. Shout out to HR.
I was gonna
Thank
say,
you.
thank you, Mike. I guess Don had you do that. Thank you
out,
so much. The last division of Public Works is engineering, and we will now hear from our head of engineering, Heather Langford.
Good afternoon. I serve as the manager engineer for Wacomico County. I appreciate the opportunity to provide a brief overview of the accomplishments and milestones achieved by the engineering division over the past year. Engineering reviews and permitting are a part of our daily routine. Over the past year, the engineering division completed a substantial number of internal project reviews, including 35 commercial reviews, 7 residential reviews, and 281 permits were processed. These reviews ensure development aligns with county standards, supporting safe and sustainable growth throughout our communities. MS4 compliance and environmental stewardship are necessary for the county's state's needs being met. Wacomico County continues to uphold the requirements of the EPA's Phase 2 MS4 Municipal Separate Storm Sewer System permit, which mandates annual reporting and ongoing inspection efforts. For fiscal year 2025, 110 post-construction triennial inspections will be completed. 10 active construction sites are currently under routine monitoring and inspection. 105 outfalls were screened for dry weather flows under the Illicit Discharge Detection and Elimination IDDE program, with only 2 discharge locations identified and immediately remediated. To further support compliance, 51 employees were trained in illicit discharge detection and spill prevention. Additionally, our street sweeping and roadway maintenance efforts led to the removal of 1,954 tons of debris, which is equivalent to near 3.9 million pounds, contributing to cleaner, safer infrastructure and improved stormwater management. Bridge infrastructure assessment is completed in an annual cycle. The engineering division also reviewed and prioritized 28 bridge study reports to identify structures requiring renovation or replacement. These assessments form a basis for a selection in Wacomico County's priority funding letter to the Maryland Department of Transportation and support in-house budgeting efforts. Renovation has begun on 3 bridges, with work now focused on redefining the scope and advancing constructions to restore a safe and reliable transportation route. Interdepartmental collaboration is critical for a successful outcome. We were proud to collaborate with several county departments this year, including roads, solid wastes, park and recs, the airport, planning and zoning, and the sheriff's office. Together, we completed a wide range of initiatives, including engineering cost-saving analysis, stormwater pollution prevention plans, emergency action plans, and regulatory compliance reviews for local, state, and federal requirements. Last but not least, Wacomico River dredging is continuing throughout the middle of the Wacomico River. Looking ahead, we are once again partnering with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to dredge the Wacomico River, which serves Maryland's second largest port and the area's economically beneficial companies, saving on-road vehicular transportation. This large-scale project involves strategic planning for laydown areas, permitting, and the hauling of over 400,000 cubic yards of material, much of which will be repurposed for beneficial reuse. This year's success is a direct result of our dedicated and knowledgeable team. As we move forward, we are excited to continue our mission and working alongside the aforementioned departments in some projects such as constructing a new landfill cell, restoring critical infrastructure, and expanding our public outreach efforts to ensure the highest level of service for our community. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Heather. We really appreciate all of your updates. And I have now the distinct pleasure and honor to introduce to you the newest member of our Wacomico family. This is the first one in 6 years, and it is our newest addition. It's our Public Works Director, Mustafa Kilikarsan, and he's going to give us just a welcome and I guess a brief update. You've only been here 4 days, so we appreciate you. So I feel bad for him, day 4, and I put him in front of everybody. But Mustafa, welcome.
Okay, thank you, Julie. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mustafa Kilikarsan, and I am honored to be I am honored to step into the role of Director of Public Works for Waikiki County. So even though I've been here for only a few days, I've already had the chance to meet many of the hardworking people who keep this department running. And I have to say, I'm impressed. This is a team that not only has strong leadership, but also truly cares about the work they do. As director, I'll be overseeing our roads, solid waste, and engineering divisions. I appreciate the valuable insights provided by our division managers and the deputy director regarding the happenings in each department. And I'd like to extend my thanks to them. These services might not always be front and center, but they impact all of us every single day. Whether it's maintaining the roads we drive on, managing waste disposal, or ensuring safe, reliable infrastructure. I am excited to build on the strong foundation that's already in place and work toward even greater efficiency and service. Throughout my entire career, I have always believed that making the most of our resources starts with the question, with asking the right questions. Like, where can we improve? What can we do smarter or faster? Even in these first few days, it's clear to me that we have a dedicated team that's ready to answer those questions and get things done. Of course, we know the challenges. Tight budgets, aging infrastructure, and financial pressures that many of our residents are facing. That means we have to be thoughtful and strategic in every decision we make. One big shift we are making in the roads division is moving to a more proactive approach. With the help of the new technology, we can and we will assess the road conditions early and make fixes before small issues turn into expensive problems. And across all divisions, we are evaluating if we can take more projects in-house instead of outsourcing them. Can our teams and equipment manage all or parts of the work we typically bid out? Often the answer is yes, enabling us to cut costs and save time while still achieving top-notch results. And moving forward, this will likely become the preferred approach for most of the projects. We are also focused on better planning and engineering, allowing us to stay in control and move more efficiently. In preparation to winter, we are working on a snow emergency plan so we can respond quickly when the weather turns rough and keeps our roads safe and clear. Over in solid waste, we are teaming up with industry leaders to use new technology to manage landfill gas, not just to cut emissions, but to create a new revenue source for the county. And across all divisions, we are managing nearly 300 pieces of equipment, which means taking a proactive approach to maintenance to prevent breakdowns and keep everything running smoothly. But for me, the most important part of my job is the people doing the work. If you want to serve the public well, we need to support the incredible team behind scenes. That means keeping their morale high, communication open, and making sure everyone feels valued. When our team is strong, our community benefits. At the end of the day, every hard-earned tax dollar we spend should go towards something that truly benefits the people of the Waikiki County. I am grateful for the opportunity to serve, and I am looking forward to working with all of you as we grow stronger, more efficient, and more responsive to the needs of our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Mustafa, and we look forward to you leading the charge in Public Works. So thank you. I want to apologize really quick. So while I am county executive and I'm surrounded by an amazing team of people, well, some of them have left, but we'll get some more up here in a moment. My son missed the bus, so I was getting a call saying, "Mom, can you please come get me?" And I said, "I'm a little busy right this moment." So it's just, it's a very real thing that we all are parents here. So. But anyway, thank you, Mustafa. We look forward to seeing what Public Works is going to offer, and we are in such a great place. And so we are pushing forward, so thank you. Another essential department that plays a foundational role in shaping the future of our county is the Department of Planning and Zoning, led by Tracy Taylor. Strong leadership in this department is critical, as planning and zoning directly influence how our communities grow, how we preserve our natural resources, and how we ensure that development is both sustainable and aligned with our long-term vision. Under Tracy's steady and strategic leadership, the department works to balance the needs of growth with the values of conservation, ensuring that new development enhances and not hinders our quality of life. And this includes everything from guiding land use and reviewing development proposals to updating comprehensive plans and managing zoning regulations. Effective planning helps to ensure that our infrastructure keeps pace with growth and that neighborhoods are thoughtfully designed and that businesses and residences alike can thrive in a well-organized, forward-thinking environment. The work of planning and zoning lays the groundwork for nearly every other aspect of county government, impacting housing, transportation, economic development, public services, and environmental protection. With a focus on smart growth and responsible stewardship, Tracy Taylor and her team are helping to build a county that is not only growing, but growing the right way. So please welcome Tracy Taylor.
Thank you, Madam Executive. So in November of 2024, I had the great honor of accepting the role of Director of the Department of Planning and Zoning Community Development in Wicomico County. I'm proud to lead a dedicated team of 25 professionals committed to overseeing and implementing a wide range of plans, programs, and regulatory initiatives. Our department is organized into 3 primary divisions: building permits and inspections, Geographic Information Systems, or a mapping unit, GIS, and planning services. I'd like to take this opportunity to highlight some of the major accomplishments of each unit in FY25. Our Building and Permits and Inspections Division. I'm happy to say that this division is now fully staffed, and we've recently expanded the team with the addition of a new plumbing inspector, building inspector, and a zoning technician. These new positions will significantly improve our response times to inspection requests as well as nuisance complaints in Wicomico County. We continue to collaborate with partnering agencies to enhance the efficiency of our building permit process and other permitting processes. As a result, our internal lead time for processing applications now has been reduced to under 2 weeks. It's important to note that we are currently working to align our building codes with the state requirements by adopting the 2021 ICC codes. In addition to that adoption, we are certifying our inspectors to meet the standards of the 2021 IRC and IBC building codes. On our permitting front, we've processed approximately $59 million in new projects so far in fiscal year 25, reflecting a more than 20% increase in permit fee revenue compared to that same period last fiscal year. In our GIS division, our GIS team provided critical analysis for the recent modification of the County Council's councilmanic districts, supporting the transition from 5 districts to 7. GIS also played a critical role in the successful migration of addressing and mapping data to support the Department of Emergency Services and meeting the requirements of the next generation 911 standards. As you heard Lorenzo say earlier from Emergency Services, we work interdepartmentally as a team. This data will serve as the backbone of the next gen 911 system, enhancing both the accuracy and the efficiency of emergency call routing, which ultimately improves the response times and the public safety in Wicomico County. GIS staff were also instrumental in securing a protective easement on approximately 310 acres within Wicomico County's Quantico Creek Rural Legacy area. This property includes prime agricultural and forest lands and provides valuable habitat for a diverse range of plant and wildlife species. With this addition of this new easement, Wicomico County has now preserved approximately 5,700 acres in the Quantico Creek Rural Legacy area. In our Planning Services Unit, The Planning Division administers several programs and oversees many plans and regulatory ordinances. I'll touch on the Maryland Agricultural Land Preservation Foundation Program, or the MALF program, which is a preservation program we participate at the state level. Through existing and pending settlements, the county is on track for fiscal year '25 to preserve approximately 940 acres of farmland through MALF easements. As part of our Chesapeake Bay Critical Area Program, we are currently in the process of updating our critical area ordinance with an anticipated completion date of the end of this fiscal year. And in addition to that, as part of our service to our municipalities within the county, we are also assisting Mardella Springs with the update of their critical area ordinance. Our land development team has successfully closed out 2 long-standing ongoing major subdivisions, the Pond at Nutters and Steeplechase. Additionally, we've reviewed 2 major development plans, one for the Salisbury Kennel Club expansion and another for Tidal Health's Morris Street Medical Clinic. That will be an unbelievable asset to our county. Planning Services also administers the Maryland Community Development Block Grant Housing Rehabilitation Program. Those funds are used to rehabilitate owner-occupied homes, and it ensures that the home meets safety and livability standards with a focus on low to moderate income individuals. Thus far this year, and we still have more projects in queue, we have replaced 4 wells, we've repaired 1 well, we have replaced 2 septic systems, 2 roofs, we've rehabbed floors and doors, and we've restored heating in homes. This is just a brief overview of the ongoing activities within the department, and I appreciate this opportunity to highlight some of our key accomplishments for FY25. Please know that we remain committed to being customer-oriented and will continue to focus on our streamlining efforts for permit and development review processes. I am always accessible as the director to the citizens that we serve in Wicomico County, and I always welcome your suggestions and your feedback. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tracy, and we are so lucky to have you. Our 4th pillar is education. Education is the cornerstone of a thriving community, and our commitment to learning extends from early childhood through adulthood. We believe that investing in education at every stage of life is critical to the long-term success and the well-being of our county. That is why I am proud to share that in the upcoming budget I will present to the County Council, we have fully funded the request made by the Board of Education. This represents a significant and meaningful step in strengthening our public school system, supporting our educators, and laying the groundwork for a brighter future for our students. And we did it without breaking the revenue cap. In addition, this budget reflects our unwavering support for higher education and workforce development. Despite statewide reductions to community college funding, we have prioritized and fully met the funding request of Warwick Community College. We recognize the vital role Warwick plays in preparing students, ranging from recent high school graduates to senior citizens, for careers, advancement, and lifelong learning. By supporting both our K-12 system and our local community college, we are making a comprehensive investment in education that benefits every generation in our community. The 5th pillar is economic development. Economic development is the engine that drives prosperity, stability, and opportunity in our community. It is not just about attracting new businesses. It is about creating an environment where local enterprises can grow, where entrepreneurs are supported, and where residents have access to good-paying jobs close to home. A strong economy means a strong tax base, which allows us to invest more in education, public safety, infrastructure, and quality of life for all. It also means supporting industries that reflect the unique character and strengths of our region, whether it's agriculture, tourism, manufacturing, healthcare, or emerging technologies. We are focused on strategic growth that encourages innovation, revitalizes our commercial corridors, and ensures that economic progress reaches every corner of our county. From workforce training programs and small business assistance to smart infrastructure investments and partnerships with the private sector, we are building a resilient and inclusive economy, one that creates opportunity for current residents while attracting the next generation of talent and investment. And there is no one better leading the charge of this than Dave Ryan.
Dave?
Thank you. You must have run into my parents here, Elizabeth.
They told me all about you.
We appreciate that, and we appreciate the support we get from Wycomico County and the department heads and the leadership, not just within the public sector, but also the community groups and the private sector that we work so closely with. It's no secret, I do want to share a few economic development initiatives that we're undertaking. It's no secret that Wycomico County is investing significant capital and resources in enhancing development opportunities and commerce at the Salisbury-Wycomico Regional Airport, and for good reason. It's a $200 million a year economic engine for our community, and not every community has an airport like Salisbury. It's that level of impact due to the presence of Piedmont Airlines primarily. They have their headquarters here. They have a large maintenance operation here, IT center here, different ancillary facilities throughout the community. They employ hundreds of people. As a subsidiary, a wholly owned subsidiary of American Airlines, they provide scheduled airline service for our region to over 100,000 passengers a year to Philadelphia and Charlotte. And from Salisbury, you can go anywhere on Earth. One of their greatest needs is talent. These are primarily aviation maintenance technicians. These are airframe and power plant certified mechanics. And the best way to provide that is to create a pipeline, a school to train those mechanics. And it's not an insignificant undertaking, but our first class we're starting a AMT program, a certified FAA program, in August of this year. The first graduating class will graduate in August of 2026, and we can fill great positions that are open right now within our airline industry. We can grow that aviation and aeronautics sector, and we can provide good paying jobs and career opportunities for residents throughout Wycomico County and our region. The best way to enhance scheduled airline service, the best way to enhance new service is to create a pipeline of talent. Otherwise, we're reliant on the origination and destination passenger counts, which are strong, but we can grow that whole airfield by providing that talent pipeline, and we're doing it. Also at the airport this past year, we welcomed Hop Flight Corporation. It's a great family-owned business. They're a technology-oriented company operating in the advanced air mobility space. These are electric vertical takeoff and landing vehicles, eVTOLs. You can Google. Don't Google now. Wait till after the presentation. But and you'll see a lot of entries into that space. It's coming. The regulatory environment's lagging the technology a little bit, but we're excited to have them on the airfield, and we're excited about the future they bring. They received seed funding from the Maryland Technology Economic Development Corporation, as well as some private venture funds. So Hop Flight is a great asset to the airport. And then also at the airport, we're looking at establishing a site readiness program. These are shovel-ready sites, so identifying sites that are ready for development or can be ready for development quickly. The good news is the hangar facilities at our airport are full. The bad news is the hangar facilities at our airport are full. So you want something on the shelf. It's a lot easier and a lot quicker to recruit companies to the area if you have that product availability. One way to do that is to identify those sites that can be developed quickly and make sure the infrastructure is in place, go through that permitting process, go through that environmental process now, and mitigate that 18 to 24-month site approval process. So we're doing that, designing a couple of new hangar complexes and going through that process so prospects and users of the airport can immediately go to construction. The shorter we can make that construction cycle, the quicker we can the quicker that leads to more tax base and more job opportunities. Heather appropriately mentioned switch ports for a minute and go to the Port of Salisbury, or the commodity traffic we see along the Wycomico River, which as Maryland's second largest port, it's an incredible asset to our community, and the industry is reliant upon barge traffic and commerce along the Wycomico River. The Army Corps dredges about a third of the river, roughly every 3 years or so, to 14 feet in that federal channel. And traversing that river are commodities of petroleum, grain, soybeans for the poultry industry, building aggregates like stone for the construction industry. And Purdue just earlier this year began shipping crude soybean oil to be refined on their Zion Church Road facility. So it's important to maintain that tonnage. We know we need sustained dredging for sustained commerce, and we know we need sustained commerce for sustained dredging. So we're continually monitoring that and promoting new opportunities along the river. We, this past year, reconvened our manufacturing industry roundtable, and the topic of conversation was AI and new technologies and using data and decision-making within the manufacturing sector. So we'll work the remainder of this year and then some with our existing manufacturing communities, our businesses, to provide that nexus between new technologies and the manufacturers that we have here in Wicomico County. If we can do that, these new technologies, AI in particular, and sensors, we can have more predictive outcomes, more predictive ordering from customers, more predicting maintenance on machinery and equipment, more predictive energy uses, and that leads to more efficiencies and higher profitability for our manufacturing community. From an industrial development standpoint, we've got two primary industrial parks in Wicomico County, Westwood Commerce Park and Northwood Industrial Park. And there's roughly about $75–80 million right now under construction from an industrial development standpoint within those two parks. You can see Westwood, if you go down 50 right now, and you'll see some construction coming out of the ground. That's St. John Properties, a large developer out of Baltimore. They're building on a speculative basis about 107,000 square feet. It's about a $35 million investment on a speculative basis, which I think is indicative of the confidence that they have in the marketplace here. Those investments, so consisting of 4 or 5 different projects in Northwood and Westwood, should yield or anticipate yielding several hundred new jobs over the next couple of years. Also in Westwood, in terms of site readiness, it's important to have product available. And we're doing a shovel-ready site with Westwood Development Company, partnering with their team and designing a large up to 200,000 square foot facility on 20 acres in Westwood to better compete for larger scale economic development projects. These are manufacturers, these are distribution type companies with a large number of jobs. So the sooner we can go through that site approval process, the environmental process, the permitting process, with the design facility, the company can come in and construct rather quickly. So a number of initiatives going on in economic development. Many of you know I'm from Salisbury. It's just a great honor to promote my hometown of Salisbury and Wicomico County. And it's a great honor to work with the team at Wicomico and the leadership within our community. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dave, for everything you do. And your partnership and work ethic and investment in this community are beyond reproach. So thank you for everything. So as Dave mentioned, another key driver of economic development in our county is the Department of Aviation under the strong and forward-thinking leadership of Tony Rudy. Our airport serves as more than just a transportation hub. It is a vital asset on a broader economic strategy. And effective leadership at the airport is essential, and Tony Rudy and his team have demonstrated a clear vision for growth, innovation, and service. Through thoughtful planning and strategic partnerships, the Department of Aviation continues to enhance airport operations, expand services, and improve facilities. These efforts not only support increased passenger and cargo traffic, but also attract new business opportunities, stimulate tourism, and create jobs across a range of sectors. Strong leadership at the airport ensures that we are maximizing this important infrastructure, making it more competitive, more efficient, and capable of meeting the evolving needs of our region. And as we continue investing in our airport's growth and modernization, it remains a cornerstone of our economic development efforts, helping to connect our community to the world while driving local opportunity. And so it is my pleasure to welcome our Director of Aviation, Tony Rudy.
Good afternoon, everyone. Pleasure to be here. First, I just want to say I really appreciate the support that the airport gets from all of our partners here in the county, including Dave Ryan. He's been a valuable partner with the airport over the years since I've been there. County planning, county roads, county engineering, finance department, HR, and especially the executive's office for the support we get from them. So just to give you an update, what has been going on over the past year or so at the airport, we continue our efforts to improve our aging infrastructure there, to build the needed facilities that are necessary, seek out partners and, to help serve the aviation community, and expand air service opportunities. While a few of these initiatives have encountered some hiccups and some unanticipated delays, the momentum remains and the improvements are greatly needed for the current operational needs and for ongoing success and the future growth of the airport. The airport continues to maintain the safest operating environment for the public and its aeronautical users. And one recent change that we brought to the airport was to bring our aircraft rescue and firefighting services in-house, and that highlights our commitment we have to achieving this high level of safety at the airport. Airport staff will be covering longer hours now at the airport, and they will be on site not only to handle aircraft emergencies, but also assist customers to any issues that may arise. Looking forward, we're excited to see the start of the UMES Aircraft Maintenance Technician School begin in the fall semester. This program will help ease a shortage of aircraft mechanics by creating a pool of skilled workers from local talent for both Piedmont Airlines and for the region. The airport was recently successful in being selected to receive a small community air service development grant from the U.S. Department of Transportation. This grant was really possible by the local support we had from community, from businesses and government agencies. Really helped us secure this grant. And the purpose of the grant is to help mitigate risks associated with startup costs for a new airline service that will have direct flights going to Orlando International Airport on a very popular low-cost air carrier. This grant is currently being processed as we speak and should be coming across the executive's desk for signature any day now. And we look forward to announcing the new air service here in the coming weeks. I'd just like to give you a very brief update on all the projects we've been working on recently. First and foremost is the runway extension. Although there were delays with land acquisition that was needed for that project, and the corresponding environmental permitting that went along with that. Construction is expected to begin in June of this year, and we're expecting completion in the summer of 2026. The Airport Business Park, we have a sewer extension project that is going on, and with the recent addition of city water, fiber optic broadband over to the business park, the airport's continuing to bring the infrastructure that's necessary for that area for future development. Construction on this project has recently started, and we're expected completion by the end of the year. We have two public-private partnerships that are in the works. One is a new cell phone tower installation at the airport, and this will greatly enhance the cell phone coverage in and around the airport, not only for our airport employees and tenants, but also for the general public that visit and live around the airport. The lease agreement also provides the airport with an extra revenue stream, and we anticipate construction to begin on this by the end of the year. We also have a new solar farm complex that consists of two facilities on 20 acres of land with a total of 3.5 megawatts of power, and construction is going to be starting this month. With this project, the airport will save over $600,000 in energy costs and collect over $1.6 million in rent over the life of the project. In addition, Wicomico County will benefit by saving nearly $8.5 million in electrical costs while collecting over $600,000 in payments. We have a new building being constructed now. That building, the purpose of it is to house our snow removal equipment, our aircraft rescue and firefighting equipment, our operations and maintenance equipment, and as well as the employees who operate all of that. I'm happy to report we're about 80% complete on that project, and we expect move-in around the July timeframe. This project was made possible by the federal CARES Act grant funding. Last year, we completed a natural gas line extension to the airport and to the business park. And our SRE ARF building, that will be the first facility to utilize this energy source. And the availability of natural gas will ensure that we have a reliable energy source, both for existing structures to convert to and for new development. Over the past year, we've had passenger terminal improvements. The airport passenger terminal was built in 1990. We refreshed it last year with some new flooring, some painting and seating. We also have added some new food vending options. And we continue to work on future improvements around the terminal building, including the public parking lots and rental car lots, which will be starting on very short, in the near future. We have construction of a new aviation fuel farm that is well underway. We have the containment area completed, and we are currently working on the fuel tanks and pumping system. And this will replace an underground fuel farm system that's now over 35 years old, and it will enable the airport to keep and have an uninterrupted fuel supply to our aircraft operators. I shouldn't say this year, I'm trying to remember now. Recently, we had a request for proposal go out to interested parties to provide a new full-service fixed-based operator at the airport that serves the flying community. And I'm happy to announce that the new operator was selected, and we are currently working on their lease and operating agreement, and their operations will begin on July 1st. And lastly, air service development. We continue to explore new options to expand our air service at the airport and keep our passengers flying locally out of our airport. I just want to say we certainly appreciate everyone's patience as we navigate through all of these construction areas, and we look forward to completing all these future projects and initiatives and to continue developing the airport to meet our current and future needs. Thank you.
Great, yeah. Thank you, Tony, and thank you for everything you guys do out there. All right, our last and final pillar is the community investment, and it's building a stronger future together. At the heart of Wacomico County's long-term success is our commitment to community investment, ensuring that we are not only focused on the future of our economy, but also on enhancing the well-being and quality of life for all of our residents. Whether it's improving infrastructure, supporting public amenities, or enhancing recreational spaces, we are dedicated to making meaningful investments that benefit every corner of our community. One of the most visible ways we've invested in our community is through road paving and infrastructure upgrades. We recognize that well-maintained roads are essential for both residents and businesses to thrive. Over the past year, we've prioritized the repair and repaving of certain key roads throughout the county, ensuring that our transportation network is safe, efficient, and capable of supporting the growth we are experiencing. Additionally, we have made significant upgrades, and I don't want to steal his thunder too much, but to the Wacomico Civic Center, ensuring that it remains a vibrant and versatile space for events, gatherings, and entertainment. Whether hosting large conventions or community celebrations, the Civic Center is a key part of the county's cultural fabric, and investing in its modernization helps us continue to offer valuable services to residents and attract visitors to our area. We've also focused on the maintenance and improvement of our marinas, which are not only important recreational hubs, but also contribute to tourism. And by investing in these marinas, we are enhancing public access to our beautiful waterways. In addition to these physical upgrades, we've also made important investments in the social fabric of our community, especially in areas most in need. We've utilized our cannabis revenue. We've directed the funds towards upgrading safety features at our local parks. We've been able to invest in children's mental health. And moreover, we've partnered with Habitat for Humanity to provide funding for affordable housing projects, helping to improve the living conditions of families in need and contribute to the overall revitalization of our most impacted communities. These investments reflect our ongoing commitment to creating a county that is not only business-friendly, but also a great place to live, work, and raise a family. From infrastructure and public spaces to mental health support and affordable housing, we believe that a thriving community is one where every resident can feel proud of the environment around them. And this is just the beginning, and we will continue to prioritize investments that strengthen our county and improve the quality of life for all of those who call Wicomico County home. And at the forefront of this effort of community investment is our Department of Recreation, Parks, and Tourism, led by Steve Miller. Under his dedicated and thoughtful leadership, the department continues to play a vital role in enhancing quality of life, promoting wellness, and supporting both economic and community development. Steve Miller and his team have consistently demonstrated a strong commitment to expanding access to parks, trails, recreational facilities, and community programming. These amenities are more than just spaces for leisure. They are investments in our youth development, and neighborhood vitality. By fostering safe, well-maintained, and inclusive spaces, the department strengthens community bonds and provides positive outlets for residents of all ages. Additionally, the department's focus on tourism helps bring visitors, supports local businesses, and highlights the unique cultural and natural assets of our region. Through strategic events, marketing efforts, and destination development, Steve Miller's leadership ensures that our community remains vibrant, welcoming, and economically active. Investing in parks and recreation is truly an investment in people, and we are proud of the work being done to build a healthier, more connected, and more prosperous county for everyone. And so without further ado, our Director of Rec, Parks, and Tourism, Steve Miller.
Well, good afternoon. It's a very exciting time in the Department of Recreation, Parks, and Tourism, which also includes our Civic Center. And so what I'd like to do is just highlight some of the major projects that we've got going on, and then also some of the programs that we have going on currently. At or near the top of that list is the improvements that are happening as we speak at Arthur W. Purdue Stadium, home of the Shorebirds, through a collaboration with the Maryland Stadium Authority. There's over $28 million being invested in that facility. Underneath the stadium has been completely renovated. It's brand new clubhouse spaces. The bullpens have been moved off the field. There's new stadium lights. They're building a new performance center, batting arena, among many other improvements. Most of those projects that I mentioned are complete. They actually started playing ball last night. Some of them will continue on during the season and some after the season. But at the end of it all, what we're going to end up with here in Wicomico County is one of the nicest minor league facilities in the entire United States. And more importantly, it's a facility that meets Major League Baseball standards that will ensure that we have an Orioles affiliated franchise here for the next generation. So that's a very exciting thing happening at the stadium. As the executive mentioned, we're making major improvements, the biggest improvements we've made at the Civic Center since the fire back in the 70s. But we recently broke ground at the Civic Center on a $10 million project that will add some much-needed security barriers around the venue, but also expand our box office, expand our lobby, and also have a food court area, among some other improvements there. Additionally, we'll be replacing, hopefully by the summer, we'll start work on the roof replacement. And so in total, with all the different projects at the Civic Center, it's over a $15 million investment at that facility, which again is a significant improvement at a marquee facility where we host all sorts of events throughout the county. Those two are our most highly visible marquee facilities with those improvements, but there are a number of things going on throughout the county that really benefit and provide quality of life opportunities. I'll mention a few. We're in the permitting process for Phase 2 at Pirates Wharf. The next phase, we've opened Phase 1. The next phase will include a public boat ramp, will include fishing pier, observation decks, and many of the waterfront activities that I think people will very much look forward to. We're in the final stages of planning for our Cove Road Beach expansion, which will include expanded parking at the beach, and expand ADA access throughout that entire facility, and add some amenities that people on the west side I think will very much enjoy. We're in the final design phase, and we'll begin construction this summer for Phase 1 of the Mason-Dixon Complex renovation up in Delmar. That's a very exciting project that's going to enhance that recreational facility, but also make it a safer facility for all the different activities, events, and things that happen at that park. It also enhance a parking situation that we have at Delmar Elementary, which is right across the street. And so that project is a great example of collaboration between the county, the town, Board of Education, the Little League, all the users, where I think all parties are going to have some wins, and we're excited about that project. In the coming weeks, we're going to begin construction on a boat ramp, not boat ramp, fishing pier at Wetumpka Boat Ramp. Again, that's a public recreation asset, but also a safety enhancement. People currently fish off a bridge, which is an active road, so we're going to create an opportunity where they can get safely off that road and continue to fish in the creek there, so we're excited about that. We'll begin in the next several weeks construction of a new dog park on the north end of the county. That'll be at Leonard's Mill Park, adjacent to the Civic Center. So that'll be a new asset for both our residents, but also for visitors that would stop by the center. This is a place where they can stretch and allow their pets to get a break, as well as the humans that are traveling through our county. We've advanced, as the executive mentioned, a number of improvements at our marina facilities. We've added some life safety measures at both Cedar Hill and Nanticoke Harbor. We've added, or in the process of adding electric at Nanticoke Harbor, which we've heard is a desire for those who rent slips there, so we're excited about that. And we have plans to use, I mentioned the new lights at Purdue Stadium. The old lights are not that old. They're less than 10 years old, so we have plans to move those across the street to Winter Place Park, where we can light Winter Place Park, which really helps us in the fall. In those fall months when it gets dark earlier, where we can now expand opportunities for people to have programming and different activities over at the park. So that's another very exciting project. We've installed playgrounds. We've been through a process over years replacing playgrounds throughout the county. Last fall, we were excited to open a new playground at Atkins Mill Park. And then this summer, we're going to be building two brand new playgrounds, one at Emerson Holloway Playground, or Emerson Holloway, and then another one at the Henry Parker Sports Complex. So we're excited there. And we were just informed here recently that we received a $309,000 grant to make improvements at the Indian Village Park, which we've met with residents over the summer, heard their different desires of what they want to see at the park, and now we have some funding to be able to make those improvements. So that's very exciting as well. And I could keep going, I'll stop there as far as the projects go. I do want to highlight just a couple of the programs. We run programs 363 days of the year. We've got different activities going throughout the county. I'll just highlight a couple. One near and dear to me is our Challenger Little League program. That's a baseball program for those with disabilities. We started that program a few years ago, 2021. This year we have 86 Challenger athletes that will participate. That's 120% growth from when we started that program a few years back. And we have our opening day this Saturday. So we're super thrilled about that program. We're attracting not just Wicomico families, but families from Somerset and Worcester and wherever. We'll take them all, and we want all kids deserve that opportunity to have that Little League experience, and that's one way we've been able to reach a different part of our community. This past Christmas, we host our annual Governor's Challenge basketball tournament. That is now the largest holiday basketball tournament, again, in the United States of America. Super excited about that. Every year in the NBA draft now, we watch with even more interest because a lot of players that played in our event are getting drafted in the NBA, and that's pretty exciting to watch that event grow. We were also awarded an NCAA national championship. In 2027, we will host the men's volleyball NCAA national finals, and it'll be right here in Salisbury at the Civic Center, so that's a really exciting thing. And for the third year in a row, the Civic Center was also named in a Reader's Choice Award through the Stars of Salisbury program as the best venue, best event venue. So we're really proud of the Civic Center and the staff and what we do there. And then lastly, the executive mentioned the cannabis funding that's helped enhance some facilities. It's also helped in some programming, and we've started a new program through that funding source, which we've called the Game Changers, which is providing free programming of different sports. We have multiple sports that we're offering in different at-risk neighborhoods, but that's free programming for kids that may not be otherwise able to afford program fees and those types of things. So we're offering free programming in multiple communities, and we've just launched this thing here a couple weeks ago, and we've already got over 200 registered. So very excited about that and to see where that program goes. And then this is not a new thing, but just as a little fun fact, we're approaching the 2-year anniversary of the reopening of the courts at Harmon Field. That was the pickleball and basketball project. And 2 years in, the enthusiasm for that park is still off the charts. You go by there any night and you'd see over 100 people there every single night. Very exciting. It's hard to believe it's been 2 years, but those are the types of things that we exist to do. So proud of the staff that make these things happen. Again, our jobs, as the executive mentioned, is to make people's lives better. And what better kind of work is there? And so we're proud of that. We thank the executive for her leadership and support and all the things that I mentioned, and also thank the other departments who partner with us to make all these things happen. So thank you very much.
All right, well, thank you, Steve, and thank you to your entire team. You guys are a mighty force on that side, so thank you very much. Another cornerstone of community investment is our library, led by Director Seth Hirschberger. Libraries are no longer just a place to check out books. They are dynamic centers of learning and innovation and civic engagement. And under Seth's leadership, our libraries have evolved to meet the changing needs of the community, offering a wide range of resources, programs, and technologies that empower residents of all ages. From early childhood literacy initiatives to job training workshops, technology access, and lifelong learning opportunities, our libraries serve as inclusive spaces where education, opportunity, and community converge. Seth has championed efforts to expand outreach, modernize current and future facilities, and deepen partnerships with schools, nonprofits, and local organizations, all with a focus on accessibility and community enrichment. And thank you so much, Seth, for joining us today and being patient, being towards the end of this. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Executive. Thank you. It's great to be here. And thank you for supporting our vision of the library as more than just a place to go in and check out books, but as a vibrant community center housed in beautiful spaces, in beautiful, architecturally appealing facilities. And we're getting there, and I'm here to report on the great strides that have been taken over the last year towards realizing that vision. Thank you for having me here. It has been a landmark year for the library. Just last year alone, we had 170,000 people. We have a head count machine and count them all as they come in, and that's how many visited our library over the last year. Almost 2/3 of the county's total population have an active library card, so one that they have used or signed up for in the last 3 years. Even if it's just to go on our website and download an ebook or an audiobook, that's how many active patrons we have. And we have a lot of books too. We love books, and we're proud to be a champion for reading as an activity. It's a great activity, one that enriches your life and helps expand your mind. And that's certainly something that we champion. We've got a lot of readers in this county. We know that. A lot of people from all different backgrounds and walks of life who do a lot of reading, and we love all of them. And we try to ensure that we have all the materials that they're hoping to find when they visit the library. Now, with continued support from the county executive and others in government, we're taking a step to take all that impact to the next level as we relocate our flagship library that's currently downtown, the Paul S. Sarbanes Library, to the facility on Shoemaker Pond. And the renovation, the design for the renovation is underway and has been for several months towards putting that project out to bid later this year. And we've secured the funding for the project, over $6 million from the state, $3 million of which will be dispersed this year from the capital budgets, the state's capital budget that was just passed by both chambers in the House and the Senate in Annapolis. So we're very excited about that. And later this year, after more than 2 decades of having a library housed in a temporary trailer, we'll be moving into a purpose-designed facility from the library in Pittsville. We'll move into a beautiful new space in Parsonsburg, one that the county purchased the property and provided the funding for the construction, the extensive renovation of a facility that's there that will have meeting rooms, children's spaces, lots of great comfortable lounge seating areas, as well as outdoor spaces. Really just a world-class library right there in Parsonsburg to serve the eastern part of Wicomico County. So we're looking forward to cutting the ribbon on that later this year. These projects are not just about buildings, they're about recognizing the vision for a library that truly enriches the quality of life for the residents of Wicomico County, and to ensure that we provide access to the reading materials, whether it's families with young children, to ensure that they can come in and get all those children's books every week, or seniors to ensure that they have access on a limited fixed income to read all the books that they'd like to read each week. And we're proud to provide that service. Thank you for the support from the county government.
All right. Thank you so much, Seth. And we look forward to just everything that's happening at the library. It's a very exciting time for you guys. The last topic that I want to address is the importance of strong relationships at the state and federal level. Building and maintaining strong relationships at the state and federal levels is crucial to the success and growth of our community, regardless of political affiliation. Effective collaboration with the state and federal leaders ensures that we can advocate for the resources, policies, and funding necessary to meet the needs of our residents. By focusing on shared goals and prioritizing the interests of our community over party lines, we can secure support for critical infrastructure, education, economic development, and public safety initiatives. These partnerships are key to addressing challenges and seizing opportunities, allowing us to move forward with unity and purpose, ensuring that our county remains a place of opportunity and progress for everyone. One significant example of this partnership happened yesterday in Washington, D.C., where, thanks to Congressman Andy Harris and the change of IRS policy interpretation of the Trump administration, after this year, our firemen and ladies auxiliary are no longer required to receive a 1099 for their property tax. This was something that has caused a lot of heartache throughout the community, and working with those partnerships is just one of the things that we do, and one thing that we can hang our hat on. And to wrap up our State of the County is our Director of Administration, Bunky Luffman, who's going to go into further detail about these relationships and the fruits of our labor.
Thank you, Madam Executive. And just for clarification, property tax credit.
Property tax credit, yes, yes, sorry. Yes. Thank you. Property even had credit here, sorry.
So intergovernmental affairs and collaboration is essential. And if during during general session in Annapolis, you really need to be there when you can, but certainly be on the phone, talk to our county delegation, which is 6 delegates and 2 state senators. Likewise, for the federal government, our federal delegation is 2 U.S. senators and Congressman Andy Harris. It is vitally important to get to know the staffs there. I'm really lucky that I used to work for Congressman Harris. He has many of the same people, so I have a leg up on that. But we also have gotten to know Senator Also Brooks' staff. We've met with them in person, and over the last few years, we've gotten to know Senator Van Hollen's staff, including Wicomico's own Alyssa Hastings, who's great to work with. So those are vitally important. I want to start, though, with the state session that just ended. Unfortunately, a very tough session. Everyone knows that Maryland, sort of in a deficit situation. There's tax and fee increases. One real bright spot and a silver lining that sort of came out of the fruit of the hard work and collaboration and the relationships was our disparity grant increase of $2.7 million. And why this was vitally important is while the state was forcing counties to have some unfunded mandates, such as the teacher's pension, we're going to have to pay another $1.7 million in teacher's pensions as a county. This disparity grant increase really helps us cover a lot of those unfunded mandates, and that was really vitally important. And on sine die, which is the last day of the legislature, we had heard that this increase may have been diminished some, so both myself, county executive, were working the phones, text message, everything we could do to make sure that stayed in, because our local budget was really vitally important this year, given the other, like I said, unfunded mandates. There was a bill also earlier in session, which was a constant yield bill. Constant yield is the State Department of Assessment and Taxation sends the municipalities and counties how much you have to tax to keep the same revenue as last year. So that's why it's called constant yield. Well, there was a bill to sort of do away with that, so the State Department of Taxation wouldn't have to do that anymore. I did not see any appreciable there was no one coming in opposition against that. It was a departmental bill, which virtually means it comes from the governor's office. They approved it. So what we did, though, because as a revenue cap county, there are 5 of us, Anne Arundel, Prince George's, Montgomery, Talbot, and us, we really need that constant yield figure, or else I don't know if we'd be able to do it in-house, but if to the extent we could do it in-house, that would wrap up our finance department during a time when they should be focused on the budget and other things. So we were able to get an amendment, and I want to thank the director of SSTAT, Dan Phillips, who actually a Wycomico County resident and from Wycomico, used to work right over here at the SSTAT office, because he accepted our amendment as a friendly amendment. And what it says is that we as a county and other revenue cap counties can go to SSTAT and say, hey, we need that constant yield rate, as part of our budget. And so that is actually in the bill that was passed and that we assume, the governor's going to sign. So we got that carve out in there for our county, and that was, like I said, that was a collaboration with Director Phillips and our office, and I think Talbot helped us and some other things. So that was a great result. Unfortunately, not something that wasn't great. We didn't move the ball forward on Sunday hunting like we had hoped. However, it went to committee, then it went to subcommittee in the House. The subcommittee chair didn't want to advance it. However, she did write a letter to the county executive and also to the Secretary of Department of Natural Resources, which essentially set up what in Annapolis they call a summer study. So DNR is now tasked with coming up with a solution. And here's the problem. There are some counties that get to hunt virtually every Sunday. There's some counties that don't hunt any. And we're sort of in the middle, and we every session basically go back and like, hey, we want another Sunday. We want another Sunday. Also, some counties on their Sundays are capped for some of their Sundays at 10:30 a.m. where they have to be out of the woods, and other counties aren't. So there's a disparity in the law going from county to county. So that's something we've attempted to address. It seemed like that delegate who's the chair of the subcommittee really wanted a state standard. Of course, my response is there is a state standard, and it's the counties that get to hunt every Sunday with no cap on time restriction. But that was not a winning argument, obviously. So we're going to work with the Department of Natural Resources, and I assume that there will be a departmental bill next year. If not, I assume that one or more members of the county council, I believe it was Councilman James Wynn that brought this up, will bring up another bill that we'll be supportive of, and we'll probably testify on this bill again this year. And I want to, there are several bills in Annapolis, usually, 2,000 to 3,000. The county executive, and I know the county council does this too, sends letters of support and opposition on bills. Sometimes we can go up and testify, sometimes we can't, but it's really important that those committee and the committee chairs know where we stand on bills. And certainly there are a lot of bills that impact, as Delegate Anderton used to say, thousands of ways to change your life, so we always want to be very vocal to the extent we can in a respectful way on those bills. Another partnership I wanted to talk about is at the federal level, where Heather Langford talked about dredging, Dave Ryan talked about the importance of dredging, incredibly, vitally important for our commerce. So we are working with the Army Corps, who we always work with, but they have actually, they've assigned a person that we're going to work with directly to sort of do a 5-year plan on dredging, so that when it's time, we're dredging, hopefully this fall, and then when we dredge next time, we will have a plan and with them, so we work better in concert with both them and DNR in dredging, which would make it more seamless and sort of less surprises. Because how it works now is, dredge comes up, we prepare, and Army Corps is over here, so we're going to try to make that a more collaborative process. And Army Corps really liked that, so we were really appreciative of that. And Adam Corey will be working, and Heather and our Director of Public Works, Mustafa, will be working with them, sort of coordinating that. And also another thing, which isn't legislative, but vitally important, that both our office and the council office does, is constituent services. Our office, A.K. Kenny, Lisa Taylor in the council office, Laura and Lynn, they and also the members of the council, executive, and sort of me, different people. You hear constituent issues, and it could be, pothole is the classical one, but it could be anything. And I'm really appreciative of the efforts of, those 4 ladies who do the constituent work, but also I want to say the county council members who reach out and say, hey, Bunky, here's the thing that you could look at, and we try to resolve it. My my rule for our department heads and our departments is if I give them something, I need an answer, even if the answer is I can't get to it till, Friday or something, I need an answer within a day, business day. That way I can go back to the constituent. And sometimes, depending on the issue, I just say for them, just contact the constituent directly and you guys work it out. But the fixing the problem is obviously important, but also is the communication. Because sometimes I think previously we've had folks that was like, okay, I'm going to do that next week. And in their mind, okay, I'm going to do it next week. But the constituent's sitting there and they don't know that you're thinking you're going to do it next week. So we've really tried to impress upon all staff that communication is really important. And we've instituted policies to that effect. And also the public who directly talks to the county executive and our department heads and our employees, I'm really thankful to them on constituent issues because you give us another opportunity to serve. Your issues are our issues, and we take them seriously, and we try to do whatever we can to resolve them. So thank you for that.
Yes, thank you. And just to capitalize really quick, those great relationships that we have at the state level are the reasons why we got $1.5 million for our airport for a new hangar. Those are the reasons why we're not sure if it's 100,000, maybe 200,000, but we have money coming for Mason-Dixon. So those partnerships are vital. They're vital for us to make sure that we are trying to get everything we can for our county. And so that state support is really important. And of course, obviously this 1099 situation with Congressman Harris was huge. And there was a couple other things that we talked about with him that we're not ready to share just yet, but we've got some progress going. So it was a very productive meeting. I just want to say, as we look ahead, it is clear that the continued success of our county depends on the collective strengths of every department and entity. And the dedicated individuals who serve within them. Each department or entity is a spoke on a wheel, unique in its purpose, but essential in keeping the county moving forward. From public safety to education, infrastructure to economic development, parks to public health, every area plays a vital role in creating a balanced, thriving, and resilient community. Together through collaboration, innovation, and a shared commitment to service, we are building a stronger county for today and for generations to come. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your continued support, and thank you for your commitment to making our county the best that it can be. Your presence and engagement mean more than words can express, and I look forward to all the work we will accomplish together in the next year and ahead. Thank you, everyone.